Hello, and welcome back to Fist Entertainment. This time for my review of, give me a second here, 2018's Thor Ragnarok. Well, Thor Ragnarok. They say the most fun you'll have at a Marvel movie. Well, that's pretty much it. It's the funnest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in my opinion. And what I like about it is that it's interesting how they make it fun. A lot of dark and very grim things happen in this movie. Odin dies. Thor's hammer gets broken into oblivion. Thor has to go up against his sister, the firstborn of Odin, named Hela, I believe. She's the most evil we've ever seen. Still is, in my opinion. He loses his eye, gets imprisoned, loses his hair. Asgard eventually ends up being destroyed, hence Ragnarok, the destruction of Asgard. But what's cool is, meanwhile of all this crazy stuff going on, there is a real good amount of humor in this movie. It balances it all out and just makes it a plain fun movie. And I think that's the quickest and easiest way to kind of talk about it. As this review is not going to be 15 minutes long, I gotta get going soon. I would have to say I just really enjoyed this movie. Now let's go into the plot real quick. We open up seeing Thor in captivity from Ragnarok himself, because Ragnarok is actually a being in this movie. At least I believe that's how I would describe that thing. Maybe I'm not sure what we told. Actually, I don't recall what that fiery godlike being is called. I don't know what his name is. I forgot. But he's the one that eventually gets the destiny is to bring up on Ragnarok, the destruction of Asgard. Escapes captivity, takes that thing off his head, saves the day, goes back to Asgard, and this is after discovering that Odin is not on Asgard, because the only way that this godlike fire being could even arise is if Odin was not on Asgard in the first place. So he discovers that Loki has been, of course, as we already know from Thor: Dark World's post-credit sequence, has been masquerading as Odin. So they go to Earth. That's where Thor meets Doctor Strange. And then they find Odin. Odin is about to die because all his power is gone. And he tells them that when I die, your sister will arise, and she is more powerful than anything. And that she will bring on the destruction of Asgard. And Odin dies, she comes, she destroys Thor's hammer. They try to get back to Asgard. She has to ride with them. She throws them out into unknown lands within the wormhole and emerges in Asgard and takes over Asgard. Kills all the opposer. And we find Thor and Loki on some commerce planet. Loki schemes his way into winning the trust of the I forget what his name is. Maybe it tells on the back of this. No. There's no synopsis on the back of this. Jeff Goldblum's character, which I believe might be the gamekeepers, maybe what they call him or something. I may not be what they call him, but that's what I remember. And Thor is imprisoned again. His hair is cut off, pretty much to my length. And he's a gladiator. He's prepping to fight the undefeated champion. He has been killing a lot of people over here. You know, a lot of gladiators. Then he finds out there's actually Hulk. And I say he's a pretty even-based. Blows are thrown, Hulk dominates Thor, then Thor dominates Hulk, then Hulk dominates Thor, then Thor dominates Hulk again. Like I kept going back and forth. It's like there couldn't be a decision at all. So the battle was discontinued, and of course Thor and Hulk are all talking and catching up on things. And Thor wants to escape, so he does. Hulk goes after him. Then turns back into Banner, and this is, of course, after 2 years of being the Hulk. After, of course, the events of Age of Ultron. That's the last time we saw Hulk and Banner in these movies. And they got our forces and then head back to Asgard to battle it out with Hela. And that's where Thor loses his eye, and then Odin's like, you don't need the hammer to be the old thunder. So Thor dominates by using thunder coming out of his body instead of out of a hammer. And the only way he knows how to defeat Hela is he actually unleashes Ragnarok. And Asgard is destroyed, and he saves what is left, you know, of the inhabitants of Asgard on a big ship. And then, of course, the post-credits sequence shows Thanos' big ship approaching the Asgardian ship at the very end. And that's pretty much the plot. Audio and video quality. Well, the video quality of this is very good. Much different. I mean, it's very bright in this movie compared to other films. There's like darker, warm digital color like looks at certain parts of the movie, but there's a good use, much more than I've seen in a lot of these movies. A good use of neutral and very colorful, cool temperatured sequences in the movie. So it's a much more colorful movie than a lot of the others, which is definitely a change. Definitely enjoyed it. Audio. This is where Disney is screwing around with the audio again. And it makes a lot of sense that it would be this way, considering the fact that both Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok were made in the same year. But this one's not as bad as Black Panther on the audio. It's a shame. There was a lot of opportunity to make Black Panther's audio track very surrounding with a lot of effects. And like I said, it's still there, but it seems like they turned it to maximum on turned the dramatic range control in that movie during post-production. They turned it on, I say, medium or low when it comes to this movie. Because although there's a lot of good surround effects around the room and stuff, they can still get sort of the idea feeling that somebody turned the dramatic range control option on at some level, because it feels to feel like the dramatic blast levels are lowered when they shouldn't be at points in the movie. So there is that. But overall, I definitely did enjoy this movie a lot. It's certainly one I love going back to. It's definitely a good movie. Definitely my favorite Thor movie. Still is. Even after revisiting Thor and Thor: The Dark World, it still is my favorite Thor movie. But I definitely will say that I have a lot more respect for Thor and Thor: The Dark World now than I did before. What's interesting, this is the only one that's actually not a part of the Infinity Saga. Everybody may think that it is, but it's actually not. No Infinity Stones are introduced in this movie or anything like that. But I definitely really did enjoy this movie. It was fun. Now, what's interesting is, if I were doing it in my order of it, I would say that Ant-Man and Infinity War take place at the same exact time. But in categorical order, according to official sources, Ant-Man and the Wasp, you should watch it before you watch the Avengers Infinity War. So my next review, before I do the two remaining Avengers films, which I already watched because I am doing this in real time. So when you actually get this on the channel, it will actually have been only a few hours after I reviewed both of these movies, which is the previous one and this one. I've just been really busy. So, well, only like maybe a day late. Maybe a day and a half late. Didn't reach the point of April 30th, but you know, it's fine. It's still going to be all up there, and yes, I did enjoy the last two films as well. Well, I will see you guys next time for my review of Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is 2018, I believe, as well. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.